That's a good way to do it.
I knew this.
I'm so paranoid about how I'm gonna sound, man, because like this thing's.
You sound good. You sound. I'm not gonna lie.
I really don't.
Times you sound like.
I think because like when I'm saying certain words, I have to shape my mouth in a particular way because like
When you say the S's, yeah, the S's are spinning you,
fam. And you know,
I really can't. I really don't know it.
the S's are whooping your ass, bro.
fam. I'm staying away from certain letters,
Bro, they're whooping your ass, bro.
fam. And you know what's funny? My dentist was like, "Yeah, you're gonna have a lisp.
Yeah.
You need to break it in for like 2-3 days."
This guy's
Fam,
this guy sound like Mike
I'm
Tyson,
struggling,
fam.
cuz.
This guy sound I'm struggling.
Go fuck yourself.
This is definitely the intro.
Wow.
If we're keeping this in, yeah.
This
For
is
those that don't
definitely-
know, obviously I just got my Invisalign, innit?
This
So
guy sound like Mike
I'm
Tyson, fam.
struggling to talk. I can't lie, bro.
Fifth.
Yo, Mo, you wanna go outside, cuz?
Sound like Harvey Price.
This is definitely the intro. 100%. Fucking hell. What's going on, world? Welcome to episode 31 of the Rhymes Like Dimes podcast with your boys Peter,
Yo,
Mohammed,
Salutations.
and myself, Yemi. Very alert, guys. I like it. How we doing, guys?
is that why you laughed?
Yes, that's why I laughed. It was very quick. Very, very quick. I like
Yeah,
it.
man, we're here.
Another episode, another day, lads. How we doing?
I'm doing well. Hopefully, Jin's doing well.
You didn't need to add that. You didn't need to add
What's wrong with
that.
this guy?
Can you explain who Jin is to the people who don't know?
No, don't do that to Jin. Don't do that to Jin.
No one knows who
Don't
Jin
do
is.
that to Jin.
No
Don't
one
do
knows
that.
who Jin
Don't do
is.
that to MC Jin.
Can you do?
Used to be signed to Rough Riders. Let's not do that.
See, you had to explain because no one knows.
Cause Jin was what we call a legend in the streets.
Who?
Jin is what we call Jin and Poster Boy. Let's not sleep on Poster Boy either, fam. They had to retire in thing 106 apart. They had to retire their jerseys because Poster Boy won 8 weeks.
106 and Park had jerseys.
No, but like, they had Freestyle Friday and
I don't
Jin
ever wanna listen
Jin
to
and
that.
Poster Boy won.
106 and Park.
Jin and Poster Boy won 8 weeks in a row. In 8 weeks in a row, and Lord Deluxe, so they all retired.
Wait, if Jin is getting a retired jersey, what the fuck is Mr. Wong getting? He's getting a stadium named after him, bro.
I mean, is he
100% he is.
Mr. Wong?
You think Mr. Wong done more than MC Jin?
Nah, stop it.
Come
fam.
on, bro.
Yo,
Come on, bro.
Don't do that, bro.
Not on a long edge. You're
Don't
mad,
do
fam.
that.
You're
yo.
bugging.
Nah, don't
You're
do that,
bugging.
bro. Don't
Not
do
on a
that.
long edge, you're
Don't do
bugging.
that, bro. Yo,
Mohammed,
I could quote
Mohammed,
Jin's bars
you're
for you.
bugging.
I could quote
Mohammed,
Jin's bars for you, bro.
respectfully, you're chatting shit.
I could quote Jin's bars. Jin
Oh
was on
my
smack.
God, it's long edge. It's Wong edge.
See, that's
on.
even dead. That's even
Chinese
dead.
boy is not on a long edge. Come on, bro.
That's dead. That's corny.
That's a bar.
That's corny.
That's a bar.
Somali boy not on a long. You look at me like I'm a dickhead because a Chinese boy. It sounds like it's good.
That's because Chinese boys in grime
That's
are
it,
niche.
fam. Do half the work, but
Chinese
get
boys
more
in
praise,
grime
fam.
are niche.
Fam.
That's why it's a bar.
That's my point. So we overrate the simplicity. Chinese boy on a luggage. Oh my God.
That's because it's more local and he was more of a hood hero to us. Shut up.
Hood hero to who?
To us.
Who's us?
Streets.
Yo, we loved Wong, man.
Streets.
We.
Streets, bro.
We.
Streets. Ask your elders about Mr. Young. They'll know, bro.
Why not do that to MC Jin? That's
Who
what
the
I'm saying.
fuck is MC Jin?
All I'm saying. Jin
We are
was-
not doing a podcast on MC
all
Jin
I'm saying,
versus Mr. Wong.
Jin was on Grind Time. Jin was on Smack. Jin was on Freestyle Friday. Jin was signed to Rough Riders. Come on,
Mr. Wong
man.
was on Channel U, bro.
Hey, you're right.
Before we start, I just want to send a quick RIP to Olawa Toyin Salau. It was the young lady that was murdered, I think last week over in America. She was a Black Lives Matter activist, and yeah, man, she was murdered. So yeah, man, just an RIP. And
100%.
yeah, man, we just gotta, stay together, innit?
We gotta protect black women, man.
Protect black women and but stick together as much as we can.
Yeah, RIP to her, man.
Sorry to bring it down to a bit of a somber note, but
I mean, after the last episode, like we're pretty much there anyway. Like we haven't really, nothing's really changed as far as like how we think about a lot of shit. So, and all this stuff has happened since that. So it's definitely appropriate to wish her RIP.
yeah, it struck a chord purely because she shares the same name as our dad, and they're saying allegedly it was a black man that killed her. So that just
Struck a nerve.
that hit me differently. So
Yeah, man.
just wanted to send
Rest in
that
peace to
respect.
Rayshard Brooks as well, man. He's the one who was killed outside of Wendy's, I believe, in Atlanta.
Yeah, when you're sleeping.
When he was sleeping.
And then woke him up.
Yeah, exactly. And so, rest in peace to him as well. And just rest in peace to everyone that we've lost in the
Bruv,
last few
it's getting-
weeks
it's-
in the
it's
struggle,
For
basically.
real, man.
It's getting to be too much.
100%. Everyone who's out there protesting and just
We
being
appreciate
active,
you.
we appreciate you. Please be very, very careful. Please be vigilant and, you know, just be safe. Try to be as safe as possible anyway. But yeah, shout out to Noname and J. Cole as well.
Yeah,
They've
it's
had a-
on,
they've
it's
had
on you
a-
to
they've
bring
had
back
a-
up, Jay. This on you to bring back up. I'm not gonna lie.
They've had an eventful week. They've had an
Oh,
eventful
man.
week. For those that don't know,
Who is Noname?
Noname is a rapper from Chicago, female rapper. She's dropped 2 projects in the last, I want to say, 3-4 years, both of which have been really, really good. She's affiliated with the likes of Chance the Rapper, Smino, Saba, just that whole, I don't want to say alternative, but kind of alternative, like Chicago, Midwest kind of contingent of rappers. And she basically went online on Twitter, I don't know if it was this week or recently anyway, to basically say, actually, let me get the tweet up because I've got the tweet. Academics reported on it. She said in a tweet, and I don't know if Academics did this on purpose, but he basically put the pictures of J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar
Bruv, he does that little
above this
fat
tweet.
guy, bruv. He needs to shut up, man.
And he needs to
I
hire a
can't stand
stylist.
that little donut face glaze.
He needs to hire a stylist.
His little honey glazed face, bro.
Noname said, poor black folks all over the country are putting their bodies on the line in protest for our collective safety, and your favorite top selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. Niggas' whole discographies be about black plight and they know where to be found. So she tweeted that, which prompted a response from J. Cole in the form of a song called Snow on the Bluff.
Snow on the Bluff.
Snow on the Bluff. A 4-minute song which basically broke down him encountering Noname's tweet and I suppose being constructive with her about what she was saying. And it basically set the timeline on fire because he was seen as essentially complaining about her tone and advising her on how to basically tone down her arguments and shit like that. And boy, nothing was the same after that. The day after, or a couple of days after, she dropped a song produced by Madlib, which is an ultimate flex,
She styled on him.
which was like 1 minute long.
She styled on him.
She styled on him and basically took him to school, man, on a lot of different things. So yeah, man, it's all kind of mad in the Nicole and Noname camps. Obviously, we all have our thoughts about it. The group chat was moving mad.
Actually, wasn't it? It was
A
very
couple
moving.
of group chats moving
couple
mad.
move, couple move.
It was
group chats
actually
were
it was
moving
moving
mad.
active, innit? R1 was moving
Yeah,
active.
because a lot of people were very critical of Cole for the timing of the release of the song and how he went about critiquing Noname and stuff like that. So he's very much been presented in a lot of different ways all over social media as well. So it's very, very mad. But obviously, what do you guys think? React, guys.
Bruv.
React.
Everyone involved, man, caught an L. It's an L for everybody involved, man.
Yup.
Because from what you just said, I haven't listened to the Noname song.
You
and
should.
and I haven't even listened to the J. Cole song, but I read the lyrics. I will not be doing either of those two things.
You should definitely. No. Hang on. If you're not going to listen to the Cole song, at least listen to the Noname song.
I mean,
It's
I'm
a
going to
minute
check
and
out
8
No Name
seconds.
purely because Eki was like, yo, check
It's
out
1
No
minute
Name.
and 8 seconds.
Generally, I don't listen to a lot of Lucy's. I tend to take in like music from artists in full packages, so
Right.
albums or EPs or mixtapes. So in this in this situation here, I just didn't feel compelled to listen.
But audience, I
what
want
I'm
you to
saying?
I want you to understand how inflexible Peter is, because even though he said all that, given the context of what Cole was talking about, essentially starting a mini beef, he couldn't even listen to. He couldn't even take 4 minutes out of his day. 4 minutes out of his day to listen. Like he didn't listen to Story of Adidon. Where was the album with Story of Adidon? Where was Duppy Free? Where was the album
that's
accompanying? Why is that different?
I'm invested in the artists involved. I'm a massive Pusha T fan,
There it is.
and I love Drake. I've heard enough like
He's not missing a whole lot.
mediocrity from Cole in it, so I didn't
Granted.
want to listen to any more. I've heard enough mediocrity from Cole, man. I'm cool on listening to anything else, man.
Granted, he's not missing a whole lot by not listening to the song. But I
Thank
would have
you.
thought that. Hang on, I would have thought that as a hip hop connoisseur, you would have wanted to listen to that song, especially given the context of what you know it's about. It doesn't matter though. It's fine. It
Yeah,
doesn't
nah.
matter.
As I was saying though, like, bruv, deep it, yeah. If the Cole song was about 1 minute to 2 minutes long, No Name's song was also a minute long. That's a 4 minute phone conversation right there.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? I just feel like like I said earlier, man, there's just an L on all parts for everybody. I feel like Noname did not have her facts correct because Cole and Kendrick, even though she didn't name them within the tweet, it was clearly about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been to protests, they've marched. Like, Kendrick's, pretty much his catalogue is dedicated to the black plight and struggle. Do you know what I'm saying? Cole, maybe not as much as Kendrick, but he has spoken to a lot of black plight as well. And on top of that, he's marching. What more do you want from him? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's the L on No Name's part, where she doesn't actually have her facts right. The L on Cole's part was the timing was awful. Really, really awful. Like, we had just lost Oluwatoyin. On top of that, everything that's going on, this is the way you choose to address this. I just feel like it's a massive distraction.
It was I mean, the song itself was a complete L. It could have been a phone call. It could have been a voice note. It could have been an email. It could have been flipping
A tweet.
You know what I'm saying? It could have been you could have added her and be like, yo, DM me. It could have been any of that. You didn't have to make the effort to make a song, put it on DSPs for people to stream and for you to make money off. Yes.
Did he put it on Spotify?
Yes.
It was just YouTube, sorry.
It's on Spotify. I listen to it on Spotify.
I've listened to YouTube.
I imagine it's on all the platforms.
Song's trash.
So it's not the greatest.
It's trash.
It's not the greatest. But yeah, it's a massive L because you didn't have to do that. The time was awful. But also, like, and Cole has historically done this sort of thing where he raps and he subs people. Like, did it to Wale, did it to Kanye, did it to Lil Pump. So this is consistent for him. But at the same time, and I hate this term, but you got to read the room.
I feel like this was his most obvious, by the way. Everyone knew straight away he was going for No Name.
I feel you. Doesn't make it any better.
I think, yeah.
Doesn't make it any better. I think and the fact that he doubled down on it as well, it was just like, bro, you know what you've done. He's been protesting since 2014.
Yeah, he was at Freddie.
I make this joke that he's been at every protest since then, but he has really,
he's
really had his feet on the ground. So why he felt like he had to react to a tweet that was factually incorrect is beyond me. So,
what he actually was saying was really interesting though. Like, he's speaking to a lot of, I think he's speaking to a lot of people that don't necessarily know as much as they would like to know about the black struggle, aren't necessarily are as articulate as others when it comes to speaking about the black struggle. I think he's speaking to that a lot, and I think that's important. I think especially in the time that we're in, I think in like understanding what's going on, processing it all, not all of us are going to be able to speak about it. Not everybody can lead the revolution.
Not everyone can.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that song is important for speaking to that, because there are a lot of us that don't necessarily know how to articulate how we.
I felt like he was talking to his fans as well, though. Because a lot of his fans, the reason I say because he's got a bar there when he goes along the lines of like I'm a nigga that just raps or something along them lines.
That's a poor line.
But at the same time, you got to remember most of the images and videos that we've seen of J. Cole at protests, it's him talking to people and building. Yeah. So when you have when you have that imagery, it conjures up in people's minds, this guy is actually trying to do bits. Look, listen, Cole was definitely more wrong because he put out a whole song, a whole 4-minute song.
But that's where it becomes.
Like, imagine someone telling you, "Yo, watch your tone." You're an adult, bro.
But that's where he fucked up. That's where it came across quite tone deaf as well. You know, like I said, man, considering that we have just lost Oluwatoyin, considering that black women specifically, have been oppressed for God knows how long. They've always been told to police how they speak, how they express themselves. So it's not just the fact of him telling a woman to watch her tone, it's telling a black woman to watch her tone. Black women are typically always seen as, you know, angry and you know, aggressive and all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was just how he was wording certain things. I'm not going to say the whole thing was, I think, was useful. It was just, a lot of it was tone deaf as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't wrong for what he was saying. He's well within his right to express that, you know, he felt away. That's fine. He's well within his right to also express that, you know, I don't know a lot of what you guys think I know. I like that vulnerability in my eyes as well. So he's not wrong for that.
Yeah.
But the timing was
just read the room.
So is that a case of right place, wrong time?
100%. And I think, and on top of that, I just feel
Like,
like
you still got to take some of the bars.
I feel like a lot
still
of
got
these
to take some of the
man.
bars always off. Like, watch the tone is never gonna.
Yeah,
That's
of
never.
course.
There's never a time for that.
I just feel like a lot of these men are just very sensitive, man. He didn't need to put out a whole song for that.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I'm
Cole.
saying?
Yeah, but then it's just how crazy. But a lot of like with the Drakes, the J Coles, they were raised around white women, so maybe it hits them a little bit differently when someone questions their blackness because maybe they don't feel.
But
Not their blackness.
I don't think she
Not their
was
blackness.
questioning his
Not their blackness.
though.
Sorry, not their blackness, but their commitment to the cause.
She was
So-
wrong for that though. 'cause
No,
she-
I'm saying she wasn't. I'm not saying she wasn't wrong. I'm just saying the reason why I think he may be more emotional with it because he's half black. Maybe it hits him a little bit harder. It's like, yo, I've been fighting. So like, do you see what I'm
Trying to
saying?
prove himself a bit
Yeah,
more,
like
yeah.
you know when people just naturally got to feel like they have to prove themselves
Yeah.
more. That's why someone like a Kendrick's not going to respond because Kendrick knows what he's been doing. But I feel like with Cole having a white mama being raised around his white family, I feel like maybe that played a factor in him having to prove himself and him
and that's
him hitting home with him.
yeah, and that's it's nuanced, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
especially for people that are mixed race, man, they have to deal with that duality their whole lives, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? And where like you're making black music, black culture, you're pushing everything black. Like there might be that there might be what you're saying. There might be that thing of, having to prove that you are for the cause as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So that maybe was playing out in how he responded.
And I'll be
as well,
I'll
what
be
he
honest,
said.
as a Cole fan, like you might know that already. That it's no surprise. I was like, bro, I think I was telling you in the chat, I was like, yo, that's the wrong move, man. And I'm a Cole fan. I was like, yo, that was not a smart move at all. That was just, you look crazy. And then to double down on Twitter, it's like, you look wild, bro.
The song shouldn't exist. Period. It shouldn't exist.
Noname styled on him, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
No,
I'm sorry.
she definitely did.
This is a second female that styled on J. Cole.
Second.
Yeah, fam. Rhapsody bodied him in that Sojourner song.
You still say that?
Yo, Rhapsody absolutely caved his face
Yeah.
in.
Oh, so you think lyrically Noname got her?
Yeah. I fuck with Noname song more. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't gone back to J. Cole song after the first listen though.
I listened twice. I will never.
Yeah,
listen
I think just everything, the way she laid it out, everything. Come on, man. J. Cole's lost a few beats, fam. Diggy Simmons.
How do you man
Diggy
feel about?
Simmons?
Diggy Simmons bodied J. Cole, but let's not get into it.
Huh?
Diggy Simmons, Google it.
When did that ever happen?
Oh, fam. Diggy Simmons called him long arm, short sleeve. I said, rah.
How do you man feel about the criticism that Cole is getting?
Actually, I think it's just, we're in a culture right now, yeah, where
Chance the Rapper is a
yeah,
lame.
bruv, you can
Chance the
hold on.
Rapper is a fucking lame ass N word.
You can say it.
I felt like he was pandering.
He was 1,000. That's
he
what he
was-
does. That's who Chance the Rapper
He's
is.
a bitch ass.
Chance the Rapper is he is someone who, if there is, he's just there. He's a nag, bruv. He does something for the sake of. He knew what that tweet was gonna do. He knew what that tweet was
Listen,
gonna do.
man.
Like, bro, you're not better than you doing that.
We live in a time.
Chatting private, bruv.
We live in a time of groupthink. We live in a time
Yeah,
where,
man.
where the majority is thinking is what dominates people's mode of thoughts. Chance was 100% pandering.
Bruv, Cole's the
He
same
pan-
guy
like
that's.
he does to everything. So fuck him in that respect.
Bruv, I'm sorry, you can't. The cancel code doesn't make sense, bruv. From him going to the protest to him, I don't know if you guys seen the video of Cookie Smile, where I believe it was about a young black female who ended up getting murdered. Don't quote me on it, but I knew it. It's a story about a young black female, real life story. And I didn't even know about it, but he put attention to it. He's got two-face when he's talking about teenage pregnancy, and he's like, yo, keep the child. Bruv, you can't tell me Cole doesn't do his job at times, and he goes on a protest. Like, how are you going to cancel him? Cole was ill-advised, but for you to cancel someone over ill-advised, bro,
You can't cancel.
I don't care what anybody says. If we was in today's generation, Malcolm X will not be a thing, and I don't want to hear it twice. People will not get past Detroit Red. You're not getting past that.
Cancel culture is something idiots prescribe.
Bruv, it's too much
subscribe
though.
to.
Because like, if Martin Luther cheated on his wife, do you think he would be forgiven in today's generation? They cancel him all the way out of here. Would Malcolm X be after
Listen,
Detroit?
a
After
lot
Malcolm
of
X
these
goes,
men would not have been allowed to.
bro, what? When Malcolm X was Detroit Red, they're never going past that.
No,
some of the stuff
not
he
at all.
done.
Not at all.
And I don't even mind hold him accountable.
People
He
need
needs
to be. People need to be held accountable,
But-
and people need to be reprimanded. But
yeah, but
to cancel someone, first of all, you can't cancel anyone.
you're not going to cancel Cole. That's just
You can't cancel anyone anyway. Like, it's all well and good for you to say, "Oh yeah, he's cancelled," but what the fuck does that mean? No one knows what that means. People that should definitely be held accountable, but it gets to a point where when everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, you should be cancelled, you should be cancelled, this should be cancelled," that, like, what does it mean?
And then 100%. And then what happens when something real comes up? Like, do you get what I'm saying? At some point, what about when something real does come up about celebrity? You've cancelled fucking half the world, so why are we gonna take this one seriously? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like how many more people? It's like I promise you, someone else is getting cancelled every other week. And then the problem is we've got certain people, I believe, with certain agendas on Twitter that push the narrative. And it's quite clear they push the Cole narrative. For whatever reason they want to push it, But there are certain people that I feel like push dumb narratives, and sometimes we latch onto it. And it's time, like Yemi said, it's all groupthink, bruv. It's annoying. It's getting to the point where it's like, bruv, you lot are worse than the other man, bruv. Like, why are you're attacking us harder than they are?
Yeah, I think one from the Cole criticism that I've heard, I don't like the way they're making it seem as though he was automatically in the wrong just because she's a woman. That's not why he was in the wrong, so to speak. Because not everything he said within that song was wrong. People were trying to make it that, Cole only responded to her because she's a woman, and I hate that narrative. I hated it, like, when I heard it. Because people that know Cole and that have followed him his whole career know that he's been doing that. When he felt like people were being a bit cheeky and sending for him like on a slide thing, like, he would come back at them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't like the narrative of him only coming at her because she's a woman, because that's not the case. And sometimes it can feel like men can't criticize women on any platform without it being taken like we're being oppressive with our tone or anything like that. And I understand where it comes from, man. Like, that women have been oppressed for forever, man, and that we live in a patriarchal society, so I completely get it, man.
Yeah.
And I'm for equality, like 24/7, but I also like to call things straight down the middle.
A part of me felt a little bit sorry for him because people were fucking shitting on him because of that, and I do believe his heart was in the right place. Like, he wasn't trying to insult her; he just went about it the wrong way.
Yeah,
I think in any other situation where all the context around it wasn't happening, he probably would have still been criticized, but it might not have been as much, maybe. And I'm with you, Pete. I'm very wary that we're getting to a time, maybe deservedly so, where black men cannot critique black women, which, like I said, is probably warranted because a lot of black women feel like black men don't fuck with them. So I can see why they might attack someone like J. Cole, who is so brazen with his quote-unquote critique of Noname. But we need to remember, Noname is wrong. The whole reason.
You say it like that.
Because she is, bro. If she's talking about Cole, she's dead ass wrong.
But to play devil's advocate though, like, from Noname's point of view, why, like, I don't think it's that straightforward is because I think when you understand the passion and the place it was coming from, I don't necessarily want to choose a right or wrong. And I'm contradicting myself because at the beginning of this conversation, I started off by saying that she was wrong. But, like, it's coming from a place of passion. It's coming from a place of, she fights a lot from what I hear. I don't know much about her because I'm not into her music, but she fights a lot for the cause.
She's very vocal.
I don't think she's wrong for expressing a bit of frustration at some of our leading voices within that generation not being more vocal. Fair enough, like, a lot of these artists put it in their music, but maybe she wants more. And we touched on this in the last episode. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel her to that degree as well, where, like, all right, cool, you use your art to express certain things, but sometimes I want to hear these views in an interview or at a press conference.
My thing is, though,
it's funny you say that because my friend Omino, big up Omino, she was saying how, like, you rap really well, but you can't record yourself doing a video, or
and I don't use social media anyway.
But we also got to deep the language. We got to deep the language of Noname's tweet. She said your favorite top selling rappers not even willing to put a tweet up. So clearly she wants something as surface level as a tweet up to say, from these rappers to say, yo, we understand what's going on. We don't fuck with it.
While there's people tweeting that not doing shit, by the way. So what does that do?
It's just, and I feel
but she's speaking to people that have voices and
but I'm saying there's people that could tweet that and not go to any protest, not put funds up on anything. So what does a tweet really do? That's for image. Tweet is essentially for image. You're just showing other people you care, right? Yeah. Essentially, why the fuck do I care about?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But why the fuck do I care about it if I'm right there? If I'm walking alongside everyday Joes?
Well, you got to ask J. Cole that because he felt.
Yeah, but J. Cole, like I said,
away enough to reply.
I honestly think with Cole, it comes down to him being half white and the sensitivity between someone calling out on your.
And I feel, and I feel you, Pete.
You feel like ladies are more.
Yeah. But then I also think whoever raised you as well can play a massive part. If you're half white but you was raised around your mother,
I'm not gonna place too much credence in that, bruv, man. Because
you don't think it makes sense at all.
bro, he doesn't even really talk about his biracial.
This guy talks about half cracker but a nigga too. This guy talks about it bare.
Not bare. What? Because of that one line.
No, I can think of a few more, but like, trust me, he.
Okay, but at the forefront, he presents.
Not the way Logic does it, because Logic exhausted it.
But at the forefront, he presents himself to be a black man. I don't think.
Yeah, I think
talks
he views
about.
himself-
I don't think he really talks about himself being mixed.
No,
So
he views himself.
I don't know how much of a factor him being mixed comes into it.
No, that's one point though. I think he views himself as a black man. So I feel like when someone is attacking his credence and his activism, he maybe looks at it like, are these not questioning me for my blackness, or is it because, do you get what I'm saying? I'm half white. I feel like whether we like it, we don't know what goes through his mind. It might play a massive factor.
So you think Noname, that tweet represented that? That's a reach, bro.
Nah, man.
So wait, I'm alone on this island.
Nah, man. I don't
You
know.
don't think
That's a poor
I just
take,
think he.
fam.
I just think
What?
I think that's a poor
Well,
take.
let me know what your people think.
I just
I don't
think-
kill, no, because quickly, he called it a poor take, so I just want to explain it a little bit more.
Are you biting?
No, yeah, I apologize.
Yeah.
But I just want people to know. All I'm saying is, him being half white, who knows how much he looked at himself and said, I'm a black man. For all we know, he could have been fighting his inner demons of his whiteness his whole life. So when this song came out, he could have thought, Raj, she don't rate me like I'm not on the...
That's a reach.
I don't doubt
That's
that.
such a
I
reach,
don't
bro.
doubt.
It made
that
more
those
sense when I said it
thoughts-
earlier, by the way.
I don't doubt that those thoughts go through his head every now and again. But in this particular situation, I don't think it was that. I think it was simply the fact that Noname said some incorrect shit, and he felt a way about it, and he wanted to respond.
I'll be honest with you, guys ever watch it?
No.
You ever watched that horror film when the lady come through the TV and she jumped in the ring? When she jumped through the TV and dragged the people?
Didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about.
Cool. That was Jay Coney's whiteness in this song.
Oh my goodness.
It jumped out at me.
You think so?
Wallahi, fam.
I can't see.
It jumped out at me, bro. I won't lie. When I heard it, I was like, bro, I hear insecurities, fam. That song, I heard his insecurities. It was like, yo, I'm just a guy who raps and I don't have the
but not
knowledge
to
you want
do
me
with
to.
his race, though.
I think a little bit played a part to do with his race. I honestly believe a little bit played a part with him being half white, half.
I think there was insecurities
Cracker
there
too.
as far as how educated he is about our plight.
Yeah, but I said that earlier as well. I
and-
feel like it could all be synonymous to the song. It can all be.
No, but
you know,
you got. I don't think it's.
it could all be one thing. It just hasn't.
Not at all,
It
bro.
doesn't all have to be his insecurities. It could also be the fact that he honestly thinks he's not. I believe he doesn't think he's educated to the point where he could talk and articulate himself. But I also think the emotional side of it was the race factor and him being half white and maybe him thinking
That's
yo,
some
yeah.
psychology shit.
you don't
there,
need
because
to
you don't know that.
But
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
But
guessing.
if you're J. Cole, you don't have to speak on this shit because you actually do shit.
Yeah, right. That's my point. His insecurities is the half whiteness of him.
Why are you shouting at me?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a reach, bro.
For real.
Yeah, man.
I just think
I don't
that-
think it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I just don't know how you would have got that from that song.
I honestly think it's his insecurities and him. The reason why he responded. My
You don't
point
think
is-
he would have said it?
That's my point. I feel like the reason why he responded is because he always. It's a tricky thing with his activism and his.
But you don't
blackness.
think he would have said that?
I think he would have responded either way.
No,
I don't
but
think he would have.
like,
There's a reason why Kendrick Lamar hasn't.
in a song where anybody
They're
is
not the
addressing, sorry,
Fool, man.
Yeah.
in a song where anybody is addressing insecurities,
You don't think he would?
you don't think he would have been like, "Yo, I'm kind
Bro,
of,
if it's a,
I'm kind of like, feeling like my blackness is being called into question." You don't think he would
I
have said
feel
that?
you. If it's a reach, it's one. I'm
The type of
very-
artist that J. Cole is.
Bro, listen to what I'm saying. I feel you. If it's a reach, I'm on an island by myself, bro. I genuinely feel like I'm sorry, I can't help it. I feel like
you're castaway right now.
I feel I'm lost.
You look like him too.
Yo, I'll follow your head, fam. Bad at me twice about my hair, fam. Look like I look like the guy from remember Home Alone when he got electrocuted.
Oh, Marv.
Yeah. Honestly, I do believe that his whiteness jumped out at me in this song, and I was like,
Nah, I just think he felt away, man.
I can't wait.
I just think he felt away.
I think people are gonna agree with me. By
I
the way.
think he felt
You
attacked.
think people are gonna
I
agree?
think people are gonna agree with me.
All right, cool.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Audience,
it's a podcast.
audience, at us on Twitter or
I
any of the
honestly,
socials to let us know if you agree with Marv. No, I just think he was feeling away, man.
but
I
yeah,
just feel
you're
like
right. It's what you said as well.
No
though.
Name's tweet got at him in a way that he probably didn't expect. and
Why do you
felt
think
he
it
had
hit
to
him so
respond.
hard?
Because
What was
he
the-
feels like because he feels like he
what?
feels like his genuine dedication to the cause is being called to question because he put a tweet up.
I think that's got something to do with Anyway, we're gonna go around that circle. I generally feel
No,
that's
okay.
movies.
I
Now
mean,
that I
bro,
said that-
do you know what? Sorry, Yemi, to counter what you just said, either Top Dog or Punch came out and
Yeah,
said,
Punch. It was Punch.
you man,
Punch.
you ain't getting a Kendrick album right now because you man clearly don't appreciate
Yeah, it was
the
Punch. that
music
said
he's
that.
dropped.
It was Punch. That said
Could you say that that's an emotional reaction?
No, because it was no.
Yes.
Why?
I mean, it was emotional, but I don't think it has anything to do with race.
Why not?
Because Punch is black.
See, that's it, and that's where there's the issue with that. Because you got to call it out as it is, regardless of your color.
I'm not saying. I never said what Punch said is wrong, though.
Let me finish. If you're
I never said it's right. Sorry.
let me finish. If you're emotional, you're emotional.
Yeah, but you could be emotional for two different reasons.
Yeah, but it's the exact same.
No,
yeah,
but then you can also be emotional for two different reasons.
bro, but it's the
Punch could be emotional because he's Kendrick's.
It's not Punch though. It's coming from Kendrick. He's
Is
just
it coming
relaying
from
what
Kendrick or is it
said.
coming from? Did he say it's coming from Kendrick, bro?
Of
Honestly.
course. Where else is it coming from?
So what did he tweet?
He was like, I think somebody had tweeted Punch and was like, "Yo,"
Because Punch was kind of a long soliloquy. That
Let me
day.
finish. Someone tweeted Punch and was like, "Yo, tell Kendrick that we kind of need the music
album,
right now."
yeah.
He was like, "I ain't getting the music."
So where did he say Kendrick said that?
Huh?
Where did he say Kendrick said that?
Where else would it have come from?
Top Dog?
Bruv, come on, man. You're being silly right now.
How, bro?
Who dictates
Bro,
when
you're
they
the same one that always needs the verbatim what someone says.
Fam.
So why is it different now?
Bro, somebody that controls their music, that dictates when they want to make music. How is Top Dog going to be dictating
But
that,
how do you know it was Top Dog that said, yo, chill out on the album, wait for it to come out later?
You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not deep in what I'm saying to you, bro. His reaction, him tweeting that, definitely came from an interaction with Kendrick, which probably came from the fact that Noname and people are
So
trying
you
to
think
cancel him.
that he specifically tweeted that the same day J. Cole dropped the song, you think they spoke about it and was like, yeah, fuck it, let me tweet it out.
Bro,
I think maybe he's been feeling like that, like, yo, maybe you don't deserve an album right now. I honestly don't think that came off the back of No Name.
bro, do you not...
Bro, I don't think that came off the back of No Name.
Prior to that, there was talk about there've been talk about Kendrick's next album for a minute now.
Bro, I honestly don't think I don't think he spoke to Kendrick, got Kendrick's feedback, went on Twitter and replied to that person. I promise you I don't think he done that all because of No Name. I don't think he did.
Then I don't know how you can judge shit then.
I don't think he did,
because,
bro.
like,
I gotta disagree with you there. I don't think Punch
That's
tweeted
crazy
that.
to me.
I don't think Punch had a conversation with Kendrick Lamar and Kendrick Lamar was like, yeah, tell them they don't deserve an album.
No, I'm not saying he said...
Oh, like,
them.
no, he said they don't deserve an album.
Punch is usually quite outspoken. I don't think
they had a conversation
I'm
about No
not
Name
sure
that
if
day.
they had a conversation.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what my point
he
is.
just said that because Punch is very vocal on.
I feel like Punch
socials
feels
anyway.
like they don't deserve
I
a
feel
Kendrick
like-
album.
Yeah, but even though he feels that they may not deserve it, it's not his place to be like, "Yo, you man ain't getting an album." For him to say,
What did he
finish,
say
bro.
verbatim?
Come
What
on,
did he say
man.
verbatim? I just
He
want to know
said,
what
You
he
can't
said.
interrupt what I'm saying, bro.
he
I
said,
wonder
"Nah,
what he
niggas
said
don't
verbatim.
deserve." He said basically said, "Nah, niggas don't deserve it." That's basically what he said.
So for him to say that you man don't deserve it, that's coming from the probably coming from something that the source has said. He's not just saying that off himself. He doesn't have the place to be like, "Yo, Kendrick's not dropping another album."
I
Bro,
feel you, but I
Kendrick's
don't
their
know.
biggest artist.
No, listen, I feel you, but I also look at the angle where, say me and you are dogs, and you make music, and I know you're making music here and there, but you might not be dropping anytime soon. So I was like, yo, where's Peter dropping the album? You might not deserve that right now.
He said,
Do you get what I'm saying or not?
He said, "Nah." Okay, the tweet was, "Tell Kendrick it's time for the real to return," and then Punch said, "Nah, niggas don't appreciate it." And then 3 days, and then he said his next tweet was then got hacked.
So Kendrick most probably told him, yo, chill out. For all we know. Or Top Dog said, yo, chill out. It's not your place to talk. Who knows? That's what I'm saying.
But you're proving my point.
But that's my point. If he got hacked, it could have been his own opinion. And people tell him, yo, chill out. You ain't got the right to say
I
it.
personally feel like it was from a conversation that him and Kendrick had, probably about what's going on at the moment, because he hasn't put out no press conferences, he hasn't put out, no public statement has been put out by Kendrick. So it was probably from some sort of interaction they've had behind the scenes. And I feel like that probably prompted that tweet. That's my personal opinion. I don't know that for sure.
I feel you. I'm just saying, I don't feel...
I mean, he hasn't deleted the tweet, so.
But for argument's sake, yeah, let's just say it was from Kendrick.
For the sake of the argument.
Yeah, for the sake of the argument, let's say Kendrick did have a conversation with Punch behind the scene and was feeling that way.
That people don't deserve an album.
Yes.
Okay.
Could you then argue that, all right, cool, that's him being emotional as well? Considering
Yes.
that months ago...
it's him being emotional. It's him being emotional.
Let me finish. Considering that months ago, there was talk about the direction in which Kendrick's next album is going in and the fact that he's going to experiment with rock.
Is he being emotional?
So are you going to attribute that to his skin color?
No.
Why?
Because I feel like he's being emotional for another reason.
It's the exact same. They're reacting to the exact same thing.
Yeah, but they can still get just because you're reacting to the same thing, you could both react it for two different reasons.
But if you're both emotional about the same thing,
it could be for two different reasons.
how?
Just logically, it could be for two different reasons. If someone says something to you and someone says something to me, and it could be the exact same thing, your anger could be. You could look at it one way, I could look at it another.
But they've reacted the same way, though, bro.
What'd you say?
They've reacted the same way.
Yeah, but it can still be. It can still trigger two different. It can still be two different reasons why.
But
they
in
react
this
like
instance,
that way.
it's
It can
not.
still, no, it can be.
Bro, how?
Am I bugging here? Yeah,
Yes, you're bugging, bro.
yeah, man, am I bugging here?
I mean, people can react to the same information in different ways.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but in this case, they haven't. Cole put out a song, which was his like public output. Kendrick put out a tweet.
But we don't know if he did.
And I just said for argument's sake at the beginning of this conversation.
If he did,
then it's the exact same reaction. So they're both being emotional. Cole put out a song that Kendrick put out a tweet.
No,
by a
also
punch.
Cole went.
It's both.
No,
let me
but
finish.
also
They're
Cole-
both emotional reactions.
No, but Cole also brought out a
they're
song.
both emotional reactions. but
It's
they're
a lot
also-
more
Alright,
emotional
cool.
with Cole.
Huh?
It's a lot more emotional with Cole. He brought out a whole song, put it on a tape, put it on YouTube, put it on Spotify. It's a lot more emotional.
The point.
No, but what I'm saying is, let me talk. What I'm saying is, it's a lot more emotional with Cole, right? We agree with that. It's a lot more emotion. There's a lot more emotions with it.
Okay,
with Cole,
yeah,
for
we
him to
agree
do
with
what he done.
Yeah, we agree.
So clearly, it hit a lot more of a trigger than it hit with Kendrick Lamar.
I'm not gonna say that.
Bro, why wouldn't it if he took it further?
When you use words like trigger, it's you're pointing to
The only
something
difference is
underlying and
Cole
deeper,
made it
and
more
I'm not gonna say
Cole
that.
made it more
I might be
public.
wrong. I'm just
Cole made it more
playing
public.
back. See,
Because Kendrick, we don't know what Kendrick's actually thinking. All we've got is Punch's tweet. Cole actually dropped a song and let us know how emotional he's feeling about the whole thing. So in that sense, I kind of agree with Mo. It's a different type of emotional reaction. We don't know for sure. I mean, even for argument's sake, we don't know if Kendrick was even talking to Punch, and that's what precipitated Punch's tweet. Punch is like that on Twitter anyway. He's like that. He's always the type to it. People will ask him when the Black Hippie album coming, and he's like, nah, it's never coming. Blah 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 blah. That's just the way he is. So that's probably just another one of his.
I don't think it's coming.
you don't think another one's ever coming? Ever?
It probably isn't. It probably isn't. But it's kind of in line with what he's done now, in the sense of niggas don't appreciate it. I genuinely think that was his personal opinion. He can't. Well, I mean, he can.
I
but
think it was from a conversation.
I think it's his personal opinion.
I
to be
think
honest
it's from
with
something that Kendrick said behind the scenes.
you. Just the way he's on Twitter. I think he's quick like that. I genuinely think he's just quick like
I
that.
can see why you say that, but because Kendrick is so quiet,
I can't see it, bro. I'll be
it's
honest
hard
with
to tell.
you. I don't think this will face Kendrick. I might be wrong. I don't know Kendrick at all. I'm saying I don't think this will really. This would have warrant. I can't see Kendrick be like, nah, these lot don't.
No,
deserve
but
it,
I
whatever.
can like.
People didn't even knock Kendrick. People didn't even knock Cole after she tweeted that. People only knocked Cole for the song. So why would he be like, because Noname tweeted that you lot don't deserve an album? People didn't even say nothing like Kendrick.
I'm not speaking to what only Noname said. I'm speaking to everybody's reaction to it and the attempt to try and cancel, quote unquote, Kendrick and Cole.
That's my
Let me
point.
finish.
No one's trying to cancel Kendrick.
Let me finish. They definitely did. But like, the reaction to that would be human. If Kendrick was like frustrated by that, considering that this guy has dropped God knows how many projects now, where the black pride and black plight has been at the forefront of all of those projects. I can understand the frustration in which would lead to any sort of conversation behind the scenes, which will then lead to Punch tweeting what he tweeted. So it wouldn't surprise me. Because if I put out like God knows how many albums and I'm rooting for us, I'm talking about our shit, and you man are gonna try and get me out of it.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm gonna be like, fuck all you man.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen
That's
a single.
you, though.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen a single person try to cancel Kendrick. I'm active on Twitter. I don't know if you have, Yemi. I haven't seen a single person try to get rid of Kendrick.
But the reason why I say that Punch
only
is saying,
reason why people said cancel Cole is because of the song.
but the only reason why I'm saying it might not necessarily be from Kendrick is because Punch is like that. I don't doubt that Kendrick might be feeling a type of way about it, especially because he's given so much of his artistry to the black struggle. But I genuinely think in this example, Punch was just talking to talk. I genuinely think that because that's what he does. Like he's so quick to, accept or essentially say this is happening or this isn't happening from the TDE camp anyway. That's why I'm more inclined to think that he just said it just to say it because that's how he was feeling. Because niggas probably don't appreciate it. They're trying to cancel, and I don't doubt that people are trying to cancel Kendrick. I'm pretty
Bro,
sure
I don't think nobody tried to cancel Kendrick. I'm not even acting up here. I didn't see a single person cancel Kendrick Lamar on Twitter.
You gotta hit them blogs.
Bro,
I think hip-hop
from
DX
what I
was
was
born.
reading, from what I was reading, when Noname put out a tweet, they were bunching in Kendrick with that shit
Bro,
as
but
well.
nobody. This ain't even me trying. I'm not even. There's no reason for me even to gas it. Bro, I never saw a single. Bro, people playing all right at a protest. Ain't no one trying to cancel Kendrick Lamar
Listen,
like
Yeah,
that.
but that's the streets.
Hip Hop DX put out a video saying Twitter's attempt to cancel Kendrick Lamar might have just shelved his new album.
So what I'm saying ain't like alien.
I'm not
bruv.
saying it's alien.
I
I'm
know,
saying
but
from what
like
I've seen.
that's a reputable blog.
I mean, they've kind of become uncovered recently.
But there's another video saying Twitter is trying to cancel Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
Okay then.
So it's been happening.
I mean, I need to watch the video.
Yeah,
And
by
I
all
need-
means.
and I need to see
But
the source.
clearly it's been happening. Clearly it's been
Don't
happening.
quote me.
Peter
bruv.
always like to see the source, but when he agrees with him, he don't need to see the source.
Feel you.
Whatever, man.
But yeah, man, I mean, listen, it's happening. So I can see both sides, but I'm only taking it from Punch's perspective. And Punch is like that. Punch is that way to just comment on shit, especially when it comes to TDE shit. He's quick to comment on what's coming, what's not coming, what people deserve, what people don't deserve. If Kendrick has been vocal about it, and that's what's precipitated Punch's tweet, I don't begrudge him for that. But personally, I don't think that's in his character.
The same here. And if I'm reaching on Cole, I generally want people to tell me. Because I don't know if I am. But if I am,
Yeah,
listen.
please, listeners,
like, it's-
tweet this guy, IG, DM this guy. If you've got his number, text him.
Don't text
Let
me.
him know
Don't
that
text
he's
me. I'll
chatting
block, I'll
shit,
block
bruv.
you.
His
Wow,
at is
yo,
at
yo,
Mo
yo, yo. Come on,
Barksdale.
there's no need to say
It's
chatting
like
shit.
Avon Barksdale, but
There's
Mo.
no need to say chatting shit now, fam.
That's what you are doing, though.
Flood his DMs.
That's a bit disrespectful, bro.
Flood his
Respectfully,
DMs.
you're chatting shit.
I mean, come on, we're on a podcast, bro.
I said respectfully.
I take that.
Does
This guy,
change-
this guy
does
thinks
that-
that
does that
putting-
change things?
this guy thinks that putting respectfully in front of something
Like, when you say
means that it's better.
When you
Feel
say
you?
chatting shit on a mic that's gonna go out to the universe, I'll start flipping this table, fam. Yeah, man. Honestly,
Yeah,
because
man.
this is one that I guess maybe isn't the most obvious opinion, but I'm a Cole fan, so maybe I took it a little bit more to heart than the rest of you. I think that might play a part.
I think you've been having an existential crisis when it comes to Cole recently.
Yeah, don't even word it like that, cuz.
I think you have, man. You
Don't
were
even
calling
word
him
it.
corny. You were calling him bang out of order.
That song was corny. That song was out of order.
I don't know, man. I just feel like there's a tide changing with you and Cole. I know you still fuck with him.
I still, bruv, come on now. That's never gonna stop. But whenever you don't make it out like a gas Cole, when in truth, if we go to previous episodes,
Bro,
I don't
this-
care. I've
bro.
said everything but facts about
Man,
truth.
this is different, man.
When-
You've
bro,
never called him corny, bro.
Like, let's take my fandom out of the way. Let's be honest. Have I not been an objective Cole fan? All jokes aside,
Bro, you've never called him corny.
that's because I don't think he's done anything corny like this.
Cool, but you gotta understand that even though you have been critical of Cole, you are a Cole fan.
Yeah,
and when
I'm still
you
a Cole
are
fan.
a Cole fan, and we know how much of a Cole fan you are, and you say he's corny, that is going to make us think, oh, raw.
I mean, the song.
Regardless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have to voice note you and be like, yo, this ain't it. But like,
If I said MF Doom was corny, you man would be like, raw.
I mean, he does wear a helmet at 55 years old, but that's neither here nor there.
I assisted you on that one.
Not
didn't
gonna lie, fam. This guy thinking
I threw-rolled you on that
This
one.
guy thinking Voltron at his
Yeah, I
big
threw-rolled
age,
you
fam.
on that one.
Kid Optimus Prime looking
Oh,
like
man.
for
You can stop.
this guy.
You can
fam,
stop.
What they called?
My point
Deceptors.
stands, innit?
This guy
My
thinks
point
he's a Decepticon at
stands.
his big
Mohammed,
age.
my point stands. My point stands.
Said
My
Transformers
point-
Autobot.
My point stands. My point stands. If Peter called Blackfoot corny, we would look him like, raw, what? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
what
why I feel like you might be turning the corner.
Yeah, I mean, he's not corny though. He's just on Jimmy Fallon 5 days a week. But I wouldn't call him corny. I'm saying-
Any last words on fucking
I'm saying when you do the
Cole,
when you-
Kendrick, and
when
No
you-
Name?
when you do the words of the will and you're just there
Oh, you're still
smiling,
here. Alright,
Jimmy
cool.
Fallon is
He does need to shave his beard, this game, man.
Bruv, this guy was.
Um,
Ariana Grande was doing the words of the will where she sings the musical on the will where she sings it along. Just saw Blackfoot just smiling. Bro.
This guy did a Game of Thrones freestyle. Shut your bitch ass up. This doesn't have to stay in.
Ah, nah, it's not gonna stay because Pierre is ready to flip a table right now.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Shit.
Sorry, Pierre.
That's funny, bruv. Drop an album. Anyway,
keep it.
any thoughts on No Name? Any final thoughts on J. Cole, Kendrick, and No Name? Everyone's wrong in this.
Just pick up a phone and just call, man.
I think Kendrick's correct.
Drop a voice note, man.
Kendrick's
Fucking
been-
hell.
Even that.
Kendrick's,
Yeah, man.
Kendrick's won the most.
Kendrick's won the most.
Yeah, he just shut his mouth.
You know what's crazy about Kendrick? Like, the picture of him at the protest was easily one of the most like recognizable pictures from last week. Like that was like a worldwide pic,
Yeah.
and we could see the pain in his eyes. This girl, No Name, still tweeted.
You know I fuck with him as well, bro. He didn't do even to get clocked, bro. Like someone just caught a pic of him. It wasn't even like he was trying to.
It was a great pic.
Yeah, but he wasn't even trying to be. I think he would be very happy for people to never know he was there and for no name to tweet this and he go about his life.
I would be the exact same way.
Yeah, that's my point. So I feel like if anyone come out a little bit better, it's him by keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't lost anything.
Yeah, no name.
I mean,
also
people trying to cancel him, but bruv, it's Twitter. You know, like, who cares?
no name also won though because she got a lot of publicity out of this.
She got mad lib
She
beat,
got
bro.
mad. Stop it.
She got mad lib beat, so she wins too.
And she got mad publicity for her books as well. So salute to her.
Yeah, I think Kendrick probably wins the most. Getting No Name's in the middle and Cole's at the bottom.
We've got the big gap and then Cole's third from which is dumbass.
Six is
bro.
a big gap
But he's an idiot, bro.
for you. See, when you say shit like that, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, but it's annoying, man.
I thought
I'm
you-
not gonna lie, it's actually aggravating. I ain't heard a song for a year. The song you give me is telling the woman watch her tone.
Especially when Middle Child was
Shut
kind
your
of
bitch ass
average
up,
as
bro.
well.
What you say?
Especially when Middle Child was kind of average as well.
Don't see this one. This one you
I've
man
been
go.
said it
This
was
one you man
average.
go too far, man.
I've been said it was
This one
average.
you man go too
I've been
far,
said it was
man.
average.
It's funny when you go too far. This
I've
one
been-
It,
goes too
wa-
far.
it wasn't.
I've
Peter, don't
been
even,
said it was
Peter, don't
average.
even look in my eyes. Because you see Peter, I knew he was gonna say something fuckery. What you say, middle child?
I'm
I
just
thought middle
asking
child.
you a question.
Middle child was decent.
Alright, cool.
It was bang average.
It was
bro.
decent, man.
Let's move on. The final topic of today's episode. So yeah, we kind of just wanted to break down for fun some of our favorite classic rap albums that we believe have not aged well, and our favorite albums that aren't seen as classics and should be. So that should be a very interesting one. This one I struggled with, to be fair. But Pete, go ahead. You got the floor first.
So for the first one, which is the beloved classic that has aged terribly, I've chosen Biggie.
I knew.
You're
I
thinking.
fucking knew it.
I knew you would pick Biggie.
I actually wrote that down.
I knew you would pick Biggie.
Wait, let me finish my
I
point,
knew
man.
you'd pick Biggie. I fucking knew it.
I've chosen Biggie, Ready to Die. It's still a great album. It just sounds like 94 in a basement in New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant. It sounds like that.
Oh
You
shit.
got Ready to Die as well.
Alright, cool. I feel no ways about picking the one I've picked now.
And that's fine. Like, not all great albums need to be timeless, but yeah, man, it just, I don't
What does
think
timeless mean though? in
I'm
Bedford?
staying away from like any letters that have the letter S.
I didn't even do that.
Because I'm struggling right now with this Invisalign, man. Yeah, man, it sounds like flipping like 94 in like some Brooklyn basement somewhere. Dusty. Yeah, and it just sounds like of the time, innit?
But what does timeless mean?
It just means like an album that it doesn't sound like the time in which it was recorded.
Feel you.
And there are a lot of classic albums that are dated as fuck, which is okay. But yeah, this was like, I've always felt this. Like when I put it on now, like I feel like I'm going back in time. So I don't think it's aged great, but it's still a great album. Man. And then the album that I've chosen as one that isn't considered to be a classic that I feel that should be is Cameron Come Home With Me. Yeah, man, I've always felt like that should be seen as a classic. I feel like in his catalogue, people tend to go for Purple Haze. But this was his first one on Rockefeller. And this was like the one that really set it all off as far as like the Heatmaker sound and like what Dipset became known for as far as their sound and that. You had Hey Ma, you had Oh Boy, you had Welcome to New York City with Jay. And yeah, it's just always been an amazing album for me, man. So those are my two picks. Yeah, I love Jim and yours.
Feel you.
Should I go?
By all means.
I had Ready to Die as well. So
Fair enough.
You keep picking up one.
all three of Eminem's classics.
Feel you.
But in particular, Marshall, which one I have here, so I've got another one written down. The Marshall Mathers LP.
Really? You think that's age? That's not so age.
I haven't gone back to that at all. When I listen to it, it sounds. Maybe it's because I've grown older out of it, if you get what I mean. But we move. The album that I wish people saw as a classic. I feel like some people do see it as a classic, but I don't think generally it's universally recognized as a classic. And to me, if it was up to me, it would be Teflon Don.
You don't think that's seen as a classic?
I don't think the general wider audience would be as a classic, but no way. I honestly don't think it's viewed as a classic.
I don't think so either.
Probably not.
I think it's one of those ones where it's like, if Rick Ross had a classic, it'd be Teflon Don.
Exactly that.
If J. Cole had a classic, it'd be whatever.
I thought it'd be deeper than rap.
Nah, Teflon Don. Teflon Don. Teflon Don was phenomenal.
At least 4 songs I go back to every month.
Really?
Yeah, and Rick Ross is in very high in my top ranking anyway.
Teflon Don is a phenomenal piece of work.
It really is.
100%.
It really is. So if it was up to me, that would be a classic. And 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Hell no. Fuck all that. All right, let me.
I only said that because I shit on Cole earlier. I need to make up for it.
Nah, you don't. Let's just continue shitting on Cole this episode anyway.
Something tells me Yemi's about to be very disrespectful with the album he chooses.
Listen, man.
P, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something tells me he's about to be very disrespectful.
So yeah, my picks. So
Here he goes.
why you gonna do that?
Because I can't feel you're rude.
No, I think the classic for me that has aged tremendously badly. It's pretty much a no-brainer for me. It's by a man by the name of Tupac Shakur.
You're a dickhead, bro. You're actually a
come on,
dickhead.
And
No.
it's called All Eyes on Me.
Wait,
all-
what?
I
Bro, I
think-
knew
I
it.
think- I
Yo,
think-
yeah, me. P, look at me. Wallahi, I need this
Can
guy.
I talk?
No.
You cannot start an album, as much as Ambitious as a Ride is a great song, that Casio keyboard was aged in 1996, let alone 2020. So, nah. I also think, I don't go back to it. And I also think that it sounds very much of its time. That's just me. I'm talking just musically. Musically, yeah, nah. Hold that one. Keep that in 96 with the rest of them. With the rest of the Outlaws. I don't even know who the rest of the Outlaws are. But keep it with them. Rest in peace, Park. But keep them there.
Now we're shitting on the Outlaws.
Huh?
Now we're shitting on the
I
Outlaws.
don't know who the Outlaws
Gaddafi,
are.
Napoleon.
Okay. All right.
That's where I stopped.
There you go. So yeah, all eyes on me for me.
So disrespectful.
Question.
Yes.
Do you listen to the other albums in his catalogue?
No. You know me, man. I'm not the biggest Puck fan. I think
Oh, you're not?
If I'm being very honest, I think a lot of his catalog has not aged.
Have you listened to it?
well?
come
Have you listened
Has
to
not
it?
aged well, huh?
Have you listened to it?
Listen to what?
His other catalog.
Of course, I've listened to all his albums. Well, I've listened to all the albums he dropped when he was alive, and I
Nah.
feel the exact same way about all those ones.
You're so rude.
How am I rude?
You're actually so rude.
How am I rude?
So why have you chosen All Eyes on Me out of his catalogue?
I think it was mainly the Casio keyboard on that shit. All ambitious as a
Ambitious as a
rider.
rider.
Bro, like, as good as it is, it's also like, bruv, come on, man.
You didn't like the
I
Hennessy
can hear the sound that the Casio keyboard makes when you turn it on before you fucking make those keys. Like, bruv.
This guy made it sound like it's mini clips, bruv.
Bruv, it's just, nah, man. I'm sorry,
This
man.
guy said Space Invader, fam.
It's a classic, but yeah, not for me, man. Not for me, dog.
So disrespectful.
Not for me, dog.
So disrespectful.
Rest in peace, Park, man. I'll
goat.
see you in Cuba. Anyway,
One
and then
day.
the album that I think should be a classic. Yeah, this was a hard one. I was battling between a couple, but I think I'm gonna go for The Call by Lupe Fiasco. I'm not sure that's seen as an overall classic, but that is a phenomenal album from top to bottom. Go Go Gadget Flow, Paris Tokyo, Superstar, The Coolest, Dumb It Down, Streets on Fire. You know, Hello Goodbye. There's just too much on there.
I think it is seen as a classic.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
people say Lupe has two, and it's those two.
I don't think that's.
I don't
like
think
a
people say the Call is a
universal
classic,
thing,
bro. I promise you.
I think they do.
I don't think that's
I
a
don't think
universal
they do.
thing.
G, is it to you?
Huh?
Is
Yeah,
it-
100%.
It is to me.
It is to me as well,
Yeah,
but I
to
don't
me
think it's.
it is.
I don't
But
think.
I don't think universally.
I don't think it's a universal.
Nah, I don't
fact.
think at all.
When I first heard Dumb It Down, I didn't know what to do with myself.
I won't lie. When I heard Coolest Nigga, I was like,
Yeah, man.
that's when I went, yo, this guy's stupid.
I don't think it's universal in the slightest.
I didn't understand Dumb It Down for like the first 5 years of listening
Bro,
to
he
that.
had,
Yeah, for real.
he had one bar with
Some
something
of
like
them is great.
the sand in the beat. I was like, yo, this guy's,
Yeah,
yo,
man.
Lupe's
It had so many
down
different
tight.
perspectives and so many different like attitudes. It was just like dope, man. It was dope. So if it is seen in some circles as a classic, I would like for it to be seen in more circles as a classic. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Not trying to compare the two, but you think it's like Teflon Don, where some people might view it as a classic, some people don't. Or is the Cool more universally recognized as a classic? Or are they
Yeah,
two
I
pieces?
think the
Are they two
Cool's-
pieces in a pod?
I think
I think they're
Cool's
two
more universally.
I think they're two pieces.
I think they mirror each other. I think to some people Teflon is a classic, to some people it's not. The Cool, to me, that album was retarded. The album was stupid.
Yeah.
But I don't know if
Yeah.
universally. I've never really heard it universally be recognized as a classic, honestly.
Mm.
But then,
Yeah. I don't think so.
yeah, like there's some albums you know, like is it a classic? You know off the top.
I
of
mean,
your
to
tongue,
hip hop
yeah.
heads, yes, but
Isn't that all that matters then?
no, clearly not.
When we're talking albums, shouldn't it just matter what hip hop heads say? Why do we care about
No.
other people?
Of course not.
Who's the other people that's not hip hop heads?
Hip hop fans.
Alright,
Because
fair
people,
enough. Alright, nah, I think
all
you're
hip hop
right.
fans can agree that certain albums are classics, but not everyone would agree on others.
But if
So-
the hip hop heads decide The Call is a classic, and the hip hop heads are the people that know hip hop, and the hip hop fans are white boys in Albuquerque, surely we have more say on what's a classic than them.
Albuquerque.
they're not just white boys in Albuquerque. But I feel you.
Do you get what I mean, though?
I'm pretty sure Breaking Bad was in Albuquerque.
It was.
I've never watched
New
it.
Mexico as well.
Do you get what I mean, though, or not?
I get what you mean, but I think you need more than just the hip hop heads to say that something's a classic for it to be
Yeah, I feel
universally
you.
seen as one.
Yeah,
You need just like I feel like the hip hop heads generally are a minority as far as the fan base of hip hop goes.
Yeah, we're
So
definitely a minority.
exactly. So you need the general audience saying that something is a classic, or at least recognizing that something's a classic, and that's definitely not the case for the cool. That's definitely not the case for the cool. I'm pretty sure a lot of the like standard generic hip hop fans don't know much about Lupe anyway. So
Fair enough.
for that,
I know
I'd
what
say-
album I wish was a classic, but it was nowhere near it, though. But I wished it was a classic.
What?
J Electronica.
No,
You don't make a man wait 10 years and bring out that.
It's too soon though.
I said it's not. I said it's nowhere
it's
near.
not a classic.
It's not a classic, bro.
But it's too soon. It's a very good album.
You think
It's
so?
not a
We need
classic.
time for anything to be called a classic. Yo, I hate
not
hip hop's
everything.
use of that word.
Not
man.
everything. Not everything.
Oh, so you think just give it time and it might be?
It's,
think
I
I think some albums you know if they're not, bro. You just know if they're not.
it's a very fucking.
I
Good
feel
album.
you, but we not. Maybe me and you disagree. You get the feel of if an album's just not a classic on. You just know. And then there's some albums when you say, "Yo, give it time." Do you get what I mean? There's some albums where you say, "Yo, give it time." Chill out with the word. But there's some albums you generally know, like, "Yo, it's gonna be a good album." It's gonna be you get the feel.
I say give everything time.
Bro, there's some albums you know off the. You can't tell me there's some albums you know off the rip where it's like, all right, cool, it's a good album.
When Kanye first put out 808s and Heartbreaks, I fucking hated it. Maybe like 10 years later, I was in awe.
That's all perception.
Fair enough. But
It's all perception. It's
I'm
all
just saying, I
subjective.
feel like that's
It's all subjective. I think there are definitely albums that you can listen to and decide that they are instant classics. There are very few, but there are that they do exist. Some don't need that much time.
Good Kid did not need.
Some
that
don't
much
need
time.
that much time.
Did Carter 3 need that much time?
Good question.
Is that his classic?
Yeah. You think it's Carter 2, innit?
Yeah.
I think it's Carter 3. Universally, it's definitely Carter 3.
Yeah.
But do you feel like it was instant, Yemi?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think I grew with it.
Or I Get Rich?
Instant.
Instant.
So you do believe there are some classic albums that are instant?
I'm talking about how it was received. I'm not talking about what I personally felt.
Okay. But there are some
I
albums.
personally felt that was like some of the most incredible gangster raps I've ever heard in my life
The last best we've ever had.
at that time. And I was in like year 8, 9 maybe,
As soon as I heard the coin flip.
maybe 7. I don't even know, but yeah.
But I know how you are. You want to sit on it before you even talk.
Yeah.
This guy don't even like saying something's a good album until 6 months in.
For real. For real.
You're relaxed.
This guy doesn't even listen to albums till about 96 months in. And then this guy's so bourgeoisie. He gets to an album 13 weeks later, be like, yeah, can you tweet about the album?
Listen, man, listen. More fans should be like me.
Huh?
Yeah.
To not gash your head, yeah, I somewhat agree in terms of some fans are fast.
Let's take our
But
time.
at the same time,
what's the rush?
I feel like the hip hop heads we're already clued on. We're already screwed on when it comes to not rushing it.
Rap wouldn't be.
But you know what's annoying as well?
Rap debates would not be as interesting.
But you know
if
what's
everyone
annoying?
was Peter.
Do you know what's annoying about Peter as well? He was shit on people to say, yeah, get
That's
rich
not to
is-
say your
no,
your opinions are bad.
I don't know. I feel
no. But this why Peter's
I agree though. It would be.
this why Peter's a bit of a madman, because he'll shit on people saying you can't name something an instant classic, and then later on say, yeah, Get Rich or Die Trying's a classic.
But he's saying that based on
You don't
what
feel like people
the
can say something's an
universal
instant
feeling
classic,
was.
right?
At the time, no. This is how many
No,
years
but
later.
you were young.
You're asking me about.
No, but what I'm
Get
saying
Rich.
is,
you're mad young.
you don't agree with people saying something's an instant classic.
I don't believe. I think that's an oxymoron.
Nah, man.
Next round.
I think there's a very small class of instant classic albums.
Bro, to put in context,
I think Get Rich is in there. Good Kid is in there. To Pimp is in there.
my Dark Twisted Fantasies in there.
Is anything Kanye did in there?
Dark Twisted Fantasies definitely in there.
Dark
Bro,
Twisted
what?
is-
You was hearing some next stuff you've never heard in your life when the album dropped.
Yeah, man. It does depend on the feel. I think it's very much dependent on the feel.
How
on the
I
feel.
judge music is different to
That is obvious.
How mean?
the masses.
I mean,
I need time.
that makes a
Yeah,
conversation.
I don't.
I mean, you're only speaking on your own opinion.
Yeah, I don't believe in instant classics.
It makes for good conversation.
They're definitely instant classics, bro.
Because
Hey, man.
if we get proven wrong in years, you'll be there to tell us.
Oh, 100%.
I don't think I've been wrong yet.
I don't think we'll be proven wrong about any of the albums we've mentioned.
I agree.
That are instant classics.
I agree.
I don't think so. Anyway,
I think
Damn
Damn.
J-Elect, that's an atrocious take. That's an atrocious.
That's not going to be a classic. That's not going to be a classic.
That's an atrocious.
Peter wants me to chill and be like,
he has
it's
a
not going to be a
classic
classic.
song.
But my point is,
Was that an instant classic though?
by the way, my take
Was Exhibit C an instant classic?
Exhibit C.
Yeah.
As soon as you said yeah.
But why can't it just be an amazing song? Why is it?
For me, it was an amazing song.
But it was also Exhibit C is a classic song. Stop it.
Now it
now,
is.
yeah, but at the time,
at the time I thought it was just a very fucking wizard of a song.
and that's okay. This is what I keep trying to say to people. Like something coming out and it being amazing is all right. It don't need to be anything more.
But I
than
think
that.
it's different with
Why is there such
I'll be honest with you. P, I'll be honest with you.
like everyone's itching like
Bruv,
flipping nitties to call something a
P,
classic.
I
bruv.
feel you, but I feel like it's different with.
that's
I feel like it's different with albums and songs. I honestly feel like Get Rich or Die Trying and To Pimp to a certain extent, but Get Rich or Die Trying is the last album I listened to, and after the third listen, I was like, yo, this is fucking wizardry. And I feel like, to put in context, before Get Rich or Die Trying, it was Dark Twisted, and before that, I've never got a feeling because I was too young when I was listening to Get Rich to even say something's a classic, if you get what I mean. To me, it was the greatest thing I heard, but I was still young. But my point is, if it's two albums at my grown age that I've said, yeah, this shit's classic, you can see how rare it is. You know you're sitting on gold, man. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like you can kind of rush to that decision depending on what the art is. But I've also seen people say Azalea Banks is classic, so
Boy.
people are throwing that word out like hotcakes, innit?
Yeah, there's
I feel like,
definitely.
I feel like you men are complicit.
are we wrong?
No way.
That's subjective, innit?
To you, have we been wrong?
But
To,
you think
to be fair to you guys, the albums that you guys call classics, I'm not gonna say they're not. I just feel like you lot are very fast in calling them classics. So that's when I say you man are complicit. That's what I mean.
Can you give an example?
You man are part of the people that
But
are,
that's subjective.
itching to call stuff classics.
not true. Not
Bro, the
true.
only album
I
called
give
classic.
credit where credit's due.
When Kendrick came out with Good Kid, you were very quick to call it a
I
classic.
gave credit where credit was due.
Credit can also be in the form of that's a fucking incredible album.
But that's subjective.
I mean, you calling it a classic is as good as you calling it a fucking incredible album.
No, it's not. Because classic is a whole other realm compared to it being a fucking amazing album.
But doesn't classic come with time?
Not necessarily. That's what we're talking about, instant classics.
I think we need to go back to the actual definition of the word, bruv.
Something that ages over time.
But then when you put instant there, it changes the definition.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't think we always.
Am
have
I
to-
wrong though?
I don't think we always.
Nah,
have to,
you're right.
I don't think we always have to go by the definition of a classic. If we feel that something is an instant classic and we know and we feel like something it's going to shift the culture, then we're more.
Pete, can I ask a
then
question?
we can call it an instant classic. And the ones that we call it instant classic, we're not wrong.
Pete, can I ask you a question? And
Yes,
you will
you
know
can.
this more than me.
Huh?
No.
When Thriller first came out.
When what?
When Thriller first came out.
I mean, that was born. That
I'm
came
saying, but I think
1983.
I'm just
I
talking.
think.
Were the people back then? Did they know? From what I listened to people talking about Thriller, they knew what was on their hands when it came out. If you get what I mean. I don't think they waited on time to say, "Yo, Michael Jackson's the greatest entertainer alive right now. This album's maybe the best ever." Do you get what I mean? Sometimes you know what you've got
There was more of a package around that. though.
in the
But
moment that it's come out.
From what I've studied, they weren't calling him the greatest then, though. It wasn't until like maybe Bad when they started having that conversation of him being the
GOAT.
greatest. Because you got to remember, like, similar to the golden era in rap, the Prince and all them man were there. So it weren't just
What?
MJ. I know when MJ did the moonwalk, he took it to another level, but
You saw
there was
that.
still a lot of people that were at the top of their game.
But my point is, when Thriller came out, people were
It was magical.
like, Yo,
I don't know if they were using words like classic though.
fair enough.
It was moments like when he did the moonwalk on the Motown stage.
Yeah, and it was.
That's when
the
it,
white
it added
yeah,
to that because it was around the same time.
the white people went crazy in the audience.
But in talking to a lot of old heads, a lot of people say they felt like Off the Wall was
A lot of people say that.
better than
A lot.
Thriller.
My uncle
So,
prefers Off the Wall. I don't know why.
Do you know what I'm saying?
It is better.
The actual Off the Wall.
I don't think it is.
The actual Off the Wall song was amazing.
As an album, I think it's a lot better.
Oh nah,
I mean, I'm.
Thrillers like
Thriller's just an album full of
Lady in
singles
My Life?
for me.
I mean,
For me, it's just an album full of singles. It's got better songs, but I think as
I've
a
always
cohesive-
wanted to sing Lady in My Life to a girl.
So Off the Wall is definitely better as a cohesive album than Thriller for me.
I mean, give me Finally Famous.
Finally Famous.
Chief Keef.
I thought isn't that Big Sean?
I was thinking the same thing.
Finally Rich. Chief Keef.
So we've gone from Lady in My Life to Chief Keef to Big Sean.
Definitely
MJ's turning his grave. fam.
He is, isn't it?
Before we wrap up, big up Scotland.
Why are we bigging up
Big up
Scotland?
who?
Scotland.
Why are we
Scotland.
Why are we bigging up Scotland?
Just cause.
Why?
Just cause.
I know why.
Are you gonna tell me why later?
We got some listeners in Scotland. Big up Scotland.
Alright, cool. Can I just big up one more thing?
What?
I just want to big up Big Crit.
Okay. Fine. Big up Nux too. I rated him.
Big up who?
Nux.
Oh, sorry. Big up Lord Deluxe as well.
Loaded Lux.
Yeah.
All right.
As you serve.
Big up my mum.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 31. Appreciate your listenership as always. If you want to follow us for more interesting takes and dope content, follow us on all the socials at Rhymes Dimes Pod. And yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Elijah, anything more to say?
Good night. God bless.
Good night. God bless. I mean, Pete's got his mic away, so he ain't got nothing else to say. So big up Scotland and big up everyone listening.
And big up to Arsenal Wenger, man. I miss you.
Arteta out for real.
Nah, chill.
For real. Emery in all day.
We'll cover that.
Emery in. Remember I said that. Hashtag Emery in. And on that note,
I miss you, Arsenal Wenger.
we'll see you very soon. Take care. No one misses him. Peace.